Normally, when a person wants to get ahead, he often finds there's something, someone ahead of him, someone in his way. That person could be blocking him, or even he could be opposing him. He could be confronting him. And over here there's a question what should he do? He has one of two approaches. The first approach is to make this person his rival, his enemy, to fight him. He can just try to beat him, to pass him and beat him. Or even, he can even look to, instead of just worrying about getting ahead, it could be worse than that. He could look to pull the other person down, to try and bring him down, to belittle him, to make fun of him maybe, and to lower the other person's status. This is one approach, but it's not a good approach, because normally what we do to others often is what others do to us eventually. It all comes back on us. The world works according to the principle of measure for measure. You get what you give out. The second approach is to look at this person as an ally, as a friend. Maybe he's working towards a goal similar to yours. Maybe you can work together with him. Maybe you can join him. And even if you're not going to join him, don't try and push him down. Don't try and pass him. Just try and do your best, but without bringing him into the calculation. On the contrary, look to encourage him. Look to support him. Look to promote him even. And again, the rule is what you do to others is what others eventually do to you. You promote others, others will promote you. You support others, they will support you. In this week's Parsha, we find a very ambitious individual, Korach. He was wealthy, he was intelligent, very tremendous leader, charismatic, a very forceful personality. And he saw the hierarchy in the desert as being something that opposed what he wanted to, opposing him. And he decided to take the first approach. That was his approach. He wanted to get ahead, but he did it by first opposing the Aaron, and then eventually Moshe. And he did it in a way that he made fun of Moshe, he scoffed him, and ultimately it came out he made fun of the mitzvahs. He was making fun of Hashem's mitzvahs, and he was making fun of Hashem himself. And the consequences were catastrophic, terrible. He was totally destroyed. He and all of his followers, all the followers he gathered together, the group he built, all that entire group was destroyed. And it was a tragedy, and it was a tremendously powerful lesson for the whole Jewish people. What happens when you go against Hashem? There was possibly though one item that he did profit, and that is his own children who saw what happened to his father, broke away from their father, and they changed their way. They took a different path to their father. And from them and from that family came very great individuals, very great people. So Korach did profit that his descendants would be great people who contributed greatly to the Jewish people. But for himself, Korach did in fact get a very raw deal.